Hey everybody, Mac Monster here, and I'm here with WarHammer Chaosbane, and I got my Tomb King's Elontir support build, which is pretty good. Let me get to the game, get rid of this, get rid of that. And then for basics, we're using the Uthuan set here, Defender of Uthuan, or however you want to say it. And casting a magic spell reduces damage taken by all players by 20%, and casting a fire spell heals all players by 3%. So that leads us to the Blade of Azir, which gives us the Phantom Blade skill as heroic. And Phantom Blade heroic does magic and fire damage. So with every swing, you're getting damage reduction and you're getting uh, healing, which is where some of the support's coming in. And oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, then this set here, the Defender of Uthuan, is going to give you heroic Aetheric Vortex, which is given 100% damage and minus 20% damage taken as well. Um, then I'm using the Dragon Ring for my own personal damage reduction. I'm using Ring of Radiance for the performing crits gives cooldown. And because I'm going to be farming Chaos 5, I'm using Amulet of the Content. Uh, and that basically gives us extra loot drops. When you combine that with the Cursed Charm of the Desert here, you start getting a lot of spawns happening. And XP and loot comes in pretty massive with the combination of the extra spawns and that, but you have to have damage uh, reduction taken into account because this is going to increase the damage you take by 10%. So it almost takes 20% extra damage reduction just to offset that, which is why it's for Chaos 5. This is basically what I've been farming in because it's so easy and it heals up so well. So for skills, obviously we got the Phantom Blade Heroic, and we got Step Between Worlds Superior. I like the magic version better than the fire version because uh, it hits when you land and it does disperse a ton of stuff, so you're not getting wailed on when you first jump into a spot. Blinding Light Mastered, this is for some extra healing, health regeneration, energy regeneration, and obviously some good damage. Aetheric Storm, this is for the damage bonus as well for the group, and then some extra damage there as well. We got Aetheric Vortex, which is giving us damage for the group and damage reduction for the group, and yeah, the enemies are also burned in there too, so everything's counted as burning if you want to use something else, and use the little trick where you equip the Blade of Azir on a different character slot over here, and you'll still get the Phantom Blade heroic effect over here. And then you can run, Rift Eater or whatever you want. And Rift Eater just rules really well for the build. Um, Arcane Manifestation Superior, that's giving us 20% damage reduction and some massive DPS too through that. These little orbs that float around. This one only lasts 15 seconds as opposed to the Mastered, which is 20, which is a lot better. But, I want the damage reduction for the group again. And then burning enemies take more damage, that's DPS for us. Dealing magic increases fire spell damage, vice versa. That's for us. This damage is for everybody, but it's mainly for us to keep us in there. This buff's for us. And then, this is actually for everybody because it's going to increase spawn rates and give you massive amounts of trash just to waste. I mean, little itty bitty pathetic trashes that can spawn the elites from this amulet here. So it's a very nice combination for farming. And then duelist chain reaction for DPS as well. So you can see this hits pretty hard. And it's every swing, it's at least once a second, so. And then every swing is going to give us the full benefit of the casting of magic and fire spell with the Uthuan set. And it's a pretty nice combination. Now on the God tree here, all you have to do is click Aetheric Storm, Arcane Secrets Superior, Arcane Manifestation Superior, I put 2 points in here because there's going to be 2 points left over after clicking Living Magic Superior. We're not getting the full DPS version of this, because it's not really for soloing. This is more group, and now it's more for loot on this level. I'll be doing a video with the boss rush, and then I'll change it up for the Chaos 6 boss rush. But I'll just do a Chaos 5 relic hunt. I only do grands. I see a lot of people doing Chaos 7 grand or regular, normal relic hunts, and Chaos 5 at 2 levels difficulty higher is actually the same loot drop as Chaos 7 without the difficulty. So only doing that would make sense for XP. But if you're looking for loot and pushing, you're not going to push too well on something that can only handle Chaos 7 with 1 difficulty rank. Definitely get more loot in 5. Now this has got to have some kind of negative on cooldowns. Corruption skill cooldowns increased for all players. Yeah, so this is with a nerf to cooldown, which is what you don't want to see. Don't care about the enemy damage, and corruption marks know how much that really hurts. So this build is definitely built with intent to be able to take on bad negs and still continue on and function. Here's a tough boss. He's down in seconds. Or elite, I should say. I think that was the tank one that blows up. I haven't gotten everything memorized yet, but you see it 10,000 times, you kind of know it. I don't know why a lot of people don't like this game. It's kind of mindless in the search for loot, but it's a very nice search for loot. I like the loot setup. And again, another one of those big bad things gone in 10 seconds. Actually, split seconds, but you got the idea. Oh, here's some elites following me. I didn't see. I made them. All these elites are coming from the amulet, killing the weak trash, giving you drops. I've had better luck with drops, greens anyways, on Chaos 5 than anything. Chaos 6 is sucked for greens, absolutely. And I haven't really gone into Chaos 7 yet, because with 3 modifiers, Chaos 7 gets pretty hard. I just don't feel a need to farm XP solo. Solo point. I want it all. I still need loot. I don't think I'm anywhere near set yet. Plus, when you start farming higher levels, and the higher you get that loot quality, the bigger the difference in rolls. Just because you find a green in Chaos 7 doesn't mean it's better than the Chaos 4 red you found. It sucks sometimes. I'm gonna probably start playing Bragi and get some Bragi going. He seems pretty interesting. What's nice is with even this cooldown reduction, I can keep that duelist chain reaction going as long as I want. As long as I just remember to cast every 4 seconds instead of like spamming stuff. That's the only little trick you're going to learn in this. It looks like I'm going the wrong way. Oh, maybe I'm going the way. Elite anywhere. I always want to kill elites. Anything with something glowing above its head is something you want to kill. Oh, we got the boss here. And is toughy, healy, damage resistant enough that you can just stand there and face it, especially on 5, which is why I prefer farming on 5. It's real easy to maintain everything. And there's your green. For proof, Chaos 5 just drops greens if you put on the loot gear. I wouldn't bother too much with these skills here, like this bonus XP 20%. I mean, for a slot, that is just a nasty hit. 200% loot quality ain't bad on the Lucky Charm, but I usually find, unless I'm blowing through Chaos 5 real easy, like you saw, that was with cooldown reduction, so it's just not simple. And the boss had 10% extra damage, so I tanked the magic boss that everybody hates, the Zaniche, and no problem on Chaos 5. I can do Chaos 6 easily. I'll do a boss rush, but I do change the build around for the boss rush to, compensate for the DPS. And I may not necessarily want to bring Cursed Charm of the Desert into a Chaos 8 situation. So, that leaves it open. This is just Chaos 5 for me right now. I haven't tested any higher for how that works, because the damage hit is pretty hard. It does not function like minus 10% damage reduction. What it does function is anything that you get hit by gets 10% bonus damage, and then your damage reduction applies. So damage reduction stays important. Devs just built it that way. Really good farming build, really good for groups. Highly capable DPS. You can see how fast it can kill in Chaos 5, with negatives being applied to it pretty harshly. Let's go get our loot chest. I almost forgot about it. Sometimes hitboxes don't want to get hit, but what are you going to do? If they made perfect games, well, the world would be a better place, but what's the odds of that going to happen? Perfect games. No green. That's it. So, hope it helps. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll talk to everybody later.